Good morning, UPBOptionMillionaires.com. What's going on? It is Monday, June 23rd, 2014. Hope you had a great weekend. We ended last week at record stock prices. Get out of here. Who would have thought? It's been something I've been saying quite a lot here at Option Millionaires, seemingly every week. New record close for the market. Are we going to get another one today? It'd be very interesting to see here. This is a chart of Caterpillar. And you look, there's a 10-year monthly chart. Could this be a flagpole and a bull flag? If you look from the longer term perspective, look at that. And which would imply a break up to new record prices for Caterpillar. Strong showing on Friday, up 2%. The other thing to watch is, as it gets closer to that 110 level, are we looking at a possible triple top here? We're getting very close. So indeed, we could pull back there. Volume's starting to dwindle a little bit. We're getting up towards the overbought territory, which back at the middle of May made a move, almost an $8 move to the downside. So this might be a time possibly for a pullback in Caterpillar. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this morning, but I'm leaning towards a pullback, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think either way, we're going to get a nice move for Caterpillar as it breaks possibly out of this bull flag, but we'll see. If it doesn't, we could see a move back down to this $80 level, which would be over the course of the next 3 to 6 months. I think the August 105 puts would work here, but we'll see what happens. eBay was talked about this morning from an analyst saying the weakness should be bought. And you can see this one's also in some sort of a flagging pattern, has been well contained at about the $50 level, although briefly broke below it back at towards the end of 2013. And here we broke below it again. But I would expect possibly a move up to 55 and then 57.50. It's been a slow grinder for the last year and a half, year and 3/4 for eBay. We'll see if that continues. That analyst keeps a target of $68, which would put it up well above where it's been trading over the last 7 years. FedEx broke out to new record levels on its earnings report. You can see it even on Friday, moving up higher. This is a stock to watch here from a longer term perspective. Are we going to get a pullback or a continuation? The options are pretty inexpensively priced for not just FedEx, pretty much the whole market. The VXX kind of showing the fear in this marketplace. Although it's not a truly representative indicator because it just keeps melting lower on a daily basis. If you look though, it looks again like we could be seeing some sort of a bottom here, and that we could be curling up maybe to the 32.50 level. Again, I pointed this out in my videos recently. There was a $1.125 million trade placed on the January 20 puts for 2015. That was done about a week and a half ago. And so that's a bet for downside. Anyone betting on downside for the VXX over the last 5 years, has been doing pretty well. Split adjusted over 5,000 to where it sits now, 29.56. IWM, we had that possible looming head and shoulders topping pattern. Like I said, the last bastion for the bears. Yeah, we're breaking up almost to new multi-year highs here for IWM. So we'll see if we can get there. We're certainly a little overbought there, but that hasn't slowed the market down. What has slowed it down is nothing. We could get some sort of additional conflict in the Middle East, and that would just spike things to even more loftier levels. And here we are with the S&P 500, which continues. I mean, look at this. Over the last, really, since the middle of May, I mean, how many red candles do we have here? We had one red candle here, was that the 20th? May 20th. And look, ever since the May 20th, it's over a month. We have had barely a pullback. This is one little candle here. And the rest of it's just, oh, we will rise to the mountain. I don't know, I just made that song up. Pretty funny, huh? Bond market. TLT really at an interesting juncture here. You can see it broke the short-term support. It's also hanging here at that. This is a 5-year trend line. Really interesting juncture here for TLT. You would think it's up, bumping up against it, that it's going to pull back down to this level. The only thing that makes me think it's not going to is the fact that we have interest rates over in Europe even lower than they are here, which makes this debt here, the 20-year treasuries, a little more enticing for people over in Europe. Just think about some of this Portugal and Spain. Their interest rates on their debt is comparable with the U.S. And 2 years ago, those countries were basically going belly up. Now let's look at Sears Holdings. Sears Holdings from a long-term perspective sits right here as well. Just pointing out with TLT, we're right at trendline resistance. If we can break above that, we're looking at a significant move to the upside for Sears Holdings. And a lot of people can't wrap their mind around why Sears Holdings even at this level, but yet the insiders continue to buy stock. Something's going on here behind the scenes that, quite frankly, us common folk just can't understand. And so the point is, if we can break above this trend line, we're going to head up to 60, and then from there we'll see where we go. Gold is another one to watch. Gold has been breaking down in this downward channel. Finally broke out of it last week. That's a 10-year monthly. Let me just pull up a little short term. There we go, into my month. We just broke above it. We'll see. We tried to break above it here in March and pull back. Let's see. And then I think there's a chance we can see a significant upside for GLD just from a chart perspective. Silver as well. Silver and gold. Silver really broke out last week, up 0.5% on Friday. So let's watch some of the miners. This is FCX. How about Newmont Mining, which is really starting the bottom here and is down significantly over the course of the last 2 years. It's down over 50%. And then some of these commodity-based stocks starting to move. CLF doesn't look like quite a move on this 2-year daily chart, but if you pull in a little closer, we had a nice move last week for CLF down to the under $14 levels, $13.80, $13.75. And then look at that rally up to $15.50. This is over a short period of time. We're consolidating here, and I might get some $15.50 calls for this week, or even $15 calls, a little safer trade there. U.S. Steel trying to get back up to the top of that channel. Look at this. This channel has worked out really well for U.S. Steel over the last, 9 months. There's a long-term channel, and then this channel we finally broke out of. That long-term channel, as I'm talking about, goes back. Let me see how far that. I pull up the 9-month. Let me pull up a 2-year. There we go. Okay, so this goes since we hit our highs really in the start of 2014. So this channel has worked out well. February we hit low, came back almost to the bottom of it. So look at $26 as the next point of resistance for U.S. Steel. All right, UPB here, OptionMillionaires.com. I'm going to do another video later on, talk about some trades I'm possibly looking at this week, looking to get into. Last week was a really nice week. Traded the bottoms on Las Vegas Sands, off support here, Wynn Resorts. So it's going to be a nice trading week again. Options are very attractively priced, and we have the VIX to thank for that, and the volatility in this marketplace is helping this as well. All right, UPBR, everyone have a great trading session. I'll see you in the chat room. Goodbye.